need something real easy that won't hurt my mind, sort of. I don't know how many videos I've started, well, vlogs, and I do know actually, because I keep importing them, starting to edit, and then nothing really finishes. And I think it's a combination of prioritizing, like other things need to take priority, and then also I just have a really hard time focusing on stuff, and I'm trying to accept it and be good to myself and all of that, but it's really frustrating. So I'm starting my my seventh, ninth vlog since the last time. So, and I'm figuring, okay, I'm just going to sit down and chat a bit while I'm cleaning my colors here. Maybe not the best choice to do Cedric because it does turn my fingers yellow. And I'm actually having an appointment in town later, which is why I'm also having a bit of a hard time focusing today. But today, oh crap, I moved the papers. Okay, so today I'm going to x-ray my head. I don't actually think it's an x-ray, it's a CT. Not really sure the difference, but you know, I'm going to be put into a machine and it's going to take photos of my head. Because apparently that is needed. To see what's going on up there. One of the reasons why stuff is needing to be differently prioritized is, big shocker, the health, my health, has been not very stable lately. And it's that kind of weird state where I'm feeling real crappy and I'm really not feeling good. But it's not that I can't do anything. So I'm in a really odd sort of middle positions where I'm not really being prioritized by the doctors either because, you know, I'm functioning. But at the same time, I'm not well. But they don't know what's going on. And if you've been here a while, you're like, yeah, we have heard this before. And I'm like, same. Yeah, and it's really frustrating because that's also one of the reasons why I keep postponing the vlog making, because I'm keep thinking every time, like, because I keep having doctor's appointments and tests done and everything, and I'm keep thinking, I'm just going to wait until the next one so I can tell the update. But the thing is, I keep meeting doctors. I say doctors. I have only met one, which I also think is kind of part of the issue because my file has been all over. Being seen by all the doctors, but I have not. But yeah, nothing I don't get any answers. We don't know what it is. And my doctor, he's like, he keeps saying he's really frustrated because he can't figure out what's wrong. And I'm like, yeah, poor you. I actually think my doctor has a pretty good sense of humor. It's not that, but I'm like, yeah, it's really annoying for you. So anyway, he had a bit of a moment a few weeks ago, and he was like, we're starting over. And I was like, okay, it might be good, you know, starting over, clean slate and all of that. But I'm just keep thinking, like, do you know how many years? And the thing is, I first asked for help like this most recent time in January, and nothing has happened since. Oh, this is mine. It's a magnet on it. And I still have not been better since then. But my most recent or latest appointment with my doctor that I had in person, I'm going to put this, where did I have this one? It's obviously a refill I needed because I refilled it. I just don't know where I kept it. It's not there. And we talked a bit and he did some tests and he was like, you do not have fibromyalgia. And the thing is, I might not, but that's the one thing that's been consistent for like the past 10 years. And now he's like, yeah, no. And I'm like, okay, what is it? And he was like, I don't know. So apparently there's something to do with the trigger points and I'm having too many of them. So he sent away a new batch of blood work, and I was trying to figure out like how many lab appointments I've had. I can't remember how many vials they've taken, but I think I've done 7 that I can remember. There could be more, but just like this year. And I did a really big one where they did like, I think they're calling a blood growing or something. When they don't take vials, they take bottles. I can take like bottles of blood. So yeah, a lot of blood has been drawn out, and I'm thinking maybe just by chance, like the medieval people were onto something, and I will become better just by by draining all the bad blood away. Yeah, my hope in medieval medicine, it's not very much higher now, actually. So, yeah. But I mean, I kind of like the idea of, letting go of the bad blood in order for the body to sort of regenerate new, fresh blood. Yeah, hasn't helped though. So I've done that. I did a CT on my lungs a half a year ago. Apparently I have nice lungs, so that's good. But today I'm going to do another one, but on my head. And I'm also next week going to do another one, which I don't really understand, because he said he wanted to do, if it was like the hips and up, but I think what he said was that it was unlikely that the CT people wanted to do it all in once. I guess it has something to do with radiation. So I think that's why they split it up. Anyway, my second one is in Gothenburg, and it's like in the evening. So, but that's fine. So I will do that next week, and also next week I will do a EKG and an ultrasound on my heart. And I'm going to ask if I can get a picture. But today it's the head or the sinuses. I don't know how big of an image they are taking, because I don't work with radiation photography. Yeah. So that's sort of what's been going on. Just waiting for my doctor to send my file to a specialist, who then we hope will come up with something, and taking tests. And now he's like, no, I'm going to do all of it myself. So I think he has an idea of what it is, or what it could be. But from what I gather from him, it's more of you need to rule everything else out sort of thing. And I get that not every illness or diagnosis can be achieved with a blood test or a CT scan or stuff like that. But when you have stuff that needs to be ruled out, it's just like, it's a really costly diagnosis. Now, I live in Sweden, so medical, we don't pay medical bills. Like, I pay per appointment, and it's like 10 euros per appointment. It's very, very cheap medical care here. So it's not that I'm worried about being able to afford this very lengthy process of all the tests and everything, but it's more the fact that I have not worked properly for about a year, because last year, this time, I got a nice kick of the COVID, and that took a real long time to get sorted out. And first, I was like, in the spring, I was like pretty convinced that it was just a bad case of the fibro combined with a bad case of post COVID, like the COVID would just not heal out, which it's not common, but it happens to quite a lot of people. And I mean, I already had fibro, so my immune system wasn't that great. So I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. But my doctor, he was like, nope, it's not that. And then I met another doctor, and she said it's definitely that. Okay. So the thing is, I've been feeling really crappy. I've had a fever since last year. This is like the first. We're in October now, right? I think start of October was the first month since last September that I didn't have a high fever. That was a year with a fever. So, and then it just disappeared, and now I can feel like it's getting up. Like every day, the temperature gets a little bit higher. I'm not in fever territory yet. I have a few margins to go, but I'm up there. Considering I'm usually fairly low temperatured. Usually it's like, I think the standard here is like 37.5. That's a normal temperature, and I'm usually at 36 and 0.3 or 0.5. So I'm always pretty low. But now I'm like in high 37. So I don't know. It's just and they can see like on tests like there is an infection. They just don't know what it is. And I was at the infection clinic taking all the tests, and they're like, yeah, it's an infection, but we don't know what it is. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, that is my non-update update. It's frustrating and really annoying. And in previous videos, I talked about me feeling a bit faint, that I'm falling down the stairs a couple of times, and still feeling really like I don't know how to describe it because I don't faint except that one time down the stairs. I feel more like, I don't know, a bit woozy, or sometimes like, when you're just floating on your back in water, sort of like that, when gravity just disappears and then it comes back. So before it was like that, really, really quick, and just like a reboot, sort of. And now it's longer, so it sort of fades in and fades out. And it's so creepy. Like when you start to feel the loss of all sensation, and then it's just slowly coming back again. It's so weird. And it's so cool. I mean, it is scary, especially when you're out walking in the stairs. That's kind of creepy. Especially like out driving or like around other people. I find that really unnerving. But if I'm just home, I can just I don't need to worry. I can just sort of lean into it, and it feels so cool. But yeah, it's obviously it's not good. Hopefully, I was going to say by next week. I guess it takes a bit longer, but I'm hoping by the end of October I will get a call from my doctor saying, we know what it is, and if you just take these pills, everything will be fine. Realistic expectations and all of that. but I'm also prepared that it won't be like that. But I mean, I just have a hard time thinking, like, for 10 years I've been having this fibro diagnosis, and that's sort of how I've lived according to that, doing things to alleviate my symptoms according to those guidelines, I suppose. And I'm just wondering if it's not fibro, because it took a few years before I got that diagnosis. I'm like, what could it be? Because I'm really not doing well right now. Partly the fainting, semi-fainting stuff, but also just like pure muscle cramp. Now, it has been really bad weather, and it usually does when I get more pain when it's bad weather. And today, will you believe it? It's the 20th of October recording this. When I opened the door this morning, there was snowflakes on the terrace. I was this close to go back to bed, but I really needed to pee, so I had to go into the main house. But I'm like, nope. I'm like, cancel today. No, I just, anyway, I'm not going to speculate because there's no need for me to speculate. Obviously, I have no idea what it is. Obviously, I really hope my doctor has an idea that because I've done tests before, obviously not these types of tests, but like they hardly ever show anything. Like, according to normal blood work, I'm perfectly healthy apart from the weird infection that I've got now after COVID thing. So for the last 10, 12 years, what the fuck has it been going on? Like, I don't know. Anyway, I really hope to get some answers. And I really hope I will understand whatever answer it is and what has been going on. But yeah, that is my non-update update. And I so hope that I can make a video within a reasonable future saying I know what it is and I will be perfectly healthy after this. Yeah, manage my expectations. That's the thing. Anyway, that's what I will be doing today. I will head in about an hour, which is good because I have finished Cedric. So, thank you so much for staying here chatting with me, and have a great weekend. Take care, and I really hope to see you soon.